think of high technology, which company names spring to mind? Just shout them out. What do you think? Apple, great. What else? Microsoft. Who else have you seen today, maybe? Dell, yep, absolutely. Cisco, Samsung. Next question. Where are all of those companies based? America, Asia, China, Asia, absolutely. Third question, and here's the big one. Hands up, before today, how many of you had heard of TechnologyOne? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it, right? What I want to do is tell you a little about TechnologyOne, because we are actually Australia's largest enterprise software company. Based right here in Australia, we are a multinational company. We compete with the big guys. And I want to take you on a little bit of a journey about TechnologyOne, why we are such a great Australian success story, but also what we do with graduates and undergraduates coming into our organisation.
As Australia's largest enterprise software as a service company, TechnologyOne is ranked among the ASX Top 150, delivering 30 years of software innovation and doubling in size every 4 to 5 years. We have 14 international offices and 1,200 passionate team members worldwide, including 400 innovative developers creating the future of enterprise software today in Australia's largest R&D centre, where TechnologyOne invests $50 million each year. Through the power of one vision, one vendor, one code line and one experience, our enterprise software empowers 1 million students across 118 campuses worldwide and runs over 70% of Australia's largest councils. We power $300 billion worth of assets on many of Australia's largest infrastructure projects. TechnologyOne software helps people live better lives with our health and community service products, with state and federal governments operating more productively and efficiently, and over 100 financial services companies improving their clients' businesses with our single integrated enterprise software as a service solution that adapts and evolves to new technologies, concepts and innovations. We are powering a digital revolution. Customers are embracing a cloud-first, mobile-first world through enterprise software as a service that is available on any device, anywhere, anytime. Enterprise software, incredibly simple. We are TechnologyOne, transforming business, making life simple.
TechnologyOne is one of Australia's great technology success stories. We are Australian-based. We have resisted attempts to move overseas. I joined the company in 1996 when there were 45 staff, and now there are over 1,200 in 14 offices worldwide. The reason I stayed with the company is we double in size every 4 or 5 years. So I've had half a dozen different careers. I've worked in consulting, I've worked in sales, I've worked in R&D. In any other sort of business, I would have had to change companies to work in all those different areas. But with TechnologyOne, I was able to stay and grow with the business. The second one, and this is even more important, is head offices here in Australia. You're not in a branch office where head office tells you what to do and how to work. You're right at the nerve centre when you work in the head office of a company. And I found that critically important for me when I was deciding where I wanted to work and the sort of career I wanted to have. And I was able to do that with TechnologyOne. I didn't have to move overseas. I didn't have to move to Singapore. Pretty awesome place to work. We're a software company. Dan from Microsoft just before was saying Microsoft is hardware and software. He characterized Apple as hardware. That's cool. He can do that. We're a software company. We write software. And as you saw in the video, our core mantra is that it should work on any device, anywhere, anytime. We feel that you should be able to use any device that you want to use our software. It's a Samsung phone, it's an iPhone, it's a Microsoft Surface device. It doesn't matter. Our stuff just works. Now you saw in there lots of different businesses and different sort of areas that use our stuff. Chances are that where you live, your council uses our software to manage your area, to handle rates, to manage all of the roads and parks and make sure things get repaired and all that sort of stuff, deliver services into the community. A lot of universities use our software. UTS, for example, uses our software to manage its students. Enrollments, results, class registrations, all of that sort of thing is managed using our software here at UTS. And a lot of your schools, you won't know it, but a lot of your schools actually use our software as well. That's where we fit in. We're the enterprise system that powers all of these large organizations. So I just want to take you very quickly through our graduate process and our graduate program, because our graduate program is about 5 years old now. It started out just being developers. So we'd take some hardcore developers each year and we'd bring them into R&D, and that was kind of it. But that was immensely successful for us, because what it did was it brought these fresh new ideas and fresh people into the business. They were 20-something, they weren't 40-something years old. They didn't know what it meant to say that's impossible. Everything was possible. So these people came in and we saw an amazing difference immediately in our business. So we thought, right, we're onto something here, let's expand it. So over the next few years, we expanded it out. It's not just developers now, it's business analysts, project managers, learning development managers, so people who actually develop materials to teach other people. All of these skills now are part of our graduate program. We take marketing students into our graduate program as well. So it's really broadened out into a whole lot of different areas that you may not think of as being the business of a software company, especially not in the R&D component. We take that process, we take 20 graduates and 20 interns every year into our R&D systems, and these people are just the most amazing students. Yeah, they come into our business and they really make a huge difference. But it's quite a process to get there. So I want to take you through a bit of that process. We're going through our application process at the moment. We're closing that off in a couple of weeks for grads and interns. Last year we had 1,400 applicants for 20 positions. So you can imagine it was a pretty big exercise for us to go through that recruitment process. So we did the sort of normal things. You know, you do interviews, you ask people some questions. Some people you find aren't really interested, they just sort of lobbed a resume your way, and you weed them out pretty early in the piece. We do some formal testing, so there's a coding test for developers. You have to prove to us you can actually develop software. But the most important bit that we do is we bring the prospective graduates into our TechnologyOne offices, and we give them a good hard look at what TechnologyOne is all about. Now, we feel this is critically important because cultural fit is far and away the most important part of what makes an organization great. There's a saying which is, culture eats strategy for breakfast. And what this means is, if you can have the best strategy in the world, you can have a great idea and say, this is what we're going to do, we're going to take over the world. But if your culture, if the way that your people think and interact at work and the way they do their day-to-day doesn't line up with that strategy, the strategy will fail. We've got a very strong corporate strategy at TechnologyOne, and we feel it's very important to bring the people in who are going to be part of the business to let them see that and let them decide for themselves if that's where they want to work. When you're trying to work out what you want to do with your life and the sort of career you want to have, go to as many different places as you can, and don't necessarily look at the job right in front of you. Look at the culture of that place. This could be government. It could be large companies like banks. It could be small startups. It could be high technology like TechnologyOne. You know, lots of different possibilities. But the most important thing is finding a place where you feel at home, where you match the culture, because then you will grow, you will succeed, and you will have a great time. Yeah? So look at those different places. Take work experience. Take internships when you do get to university. Try out different places. Don't assume that the first place is going to be the best. Our interns will come to us and then they might go and do an internship somewhere else, and that's perfectly cool. Yeah? Sometimes they come back and they go, yeah, no, actually, you're the place we want to work. And sometimes they don't, and that's all right, because it's all about finding the best fit for you and the best fit for us. So once we've gone through that, we make offers to our graduates and we bring them into the business. We bring them in together as a team, so they all start on the same day, and we put them in a team and they do a project. Now, the point of that project is to make them bond as a team, because everything we do in IT is about teamwork. No one works on their own. This sort of stereotype of the developer sitting on their own and just head down coding, it doesn't exist. Yeah, it's not the way that we actually go about developing software. Everything we do is in teams. So the first thing our graduates do is they get put into a team, and we treat them like a startup. We give them a project and we say, right, here, this is what you need to do. You've got 8 weeks, develop a prototype and present it back to the company. 8 weeks in, these people who've just finished university are presenting to our company's executive a project that they've just developed. It's a great way to get them to bond as a team, to work under pressure, all those things that they're going to need to do day in, day out as part of their job. It's a very, very important part of what we do, and our current graduate cohort has actually just finished that. They did their presentation last Friday, and they're now out in the teams. We're part of the top 20 graduate employers for Australia, and we're one of the highest placed technology companies in that top 20 list. Yeah, something we're very proud of, because it's independent recognition that our graduate program is actually one of the best in the country. All of our graduates actually go through a foundation activity as well. So TechnologyOne Foundation is our not-for-profit arm. It is tasked with outreach and with helping the least advantaged in the world. It is about children and education. So we sponsor, for example, a school in Tanzania called the School of St. Jude, which is a private school that was started by an Australian woman, and we provide all their IT. We provide the laptops, we trained up the staff, we provide the money to keep it going. We support the Fred Hollows Foundation in Vietnam, for example, things like that. But we also volunteer our time. And part of the graduate intake in that 8 weeks is that the grads go out and do some foundation activities. So it's not just about sitting in the office and coding, it is also about getting out into the community and giving back. And they learn this right at the very beginning of their time at TechOne. So they might go to a soup kitchen and cook meals for people. They might go to a halfway house and paint their house because it needs a fresh coat of paint. Things like that. And that again helps them to bond and sees another side of TechnologyOne. So once they've gone through that process and they're in their teams, they're part of our regular development cycle. And what you see up here is that is our development life cycle. That's the way we go about developing software. Now, the key thing about this is we spend almost half of that time in research. We're not just head down coding stuff, we're actually thinking about what the next generation of software needs to be. And we're researching it from the beginning. And those people, those grads and interns, are a key part of that research effort. It's not that people start at TechnologyOne and they get sort of put in the back room, and the older people, the more experienced ones, do the research, which is actually the fun bit. We get the graduates and interns into the research from the beginning because they've got the fresh ideas. They're the ones who really want to try things out. And that research phase is what we call a safe-to-fail environment. Anything is possible. Anything goes. If something fails, that's great, because we've learnt right up front that it wasn't a good idea, it wasn't a technology that was going to work for us, and so we say we park that, we'll devote our attention to other things. So being safe to fail means you can stay curious, you can stay creative, you can stay innovative. Because as soon as someone says you can't fail, then curiosity shuts down, creativity shuts down, and innovation shuts down. Because you play it safe then. And we don't want that. We want people to just try whatever comes to mind to find that innovative solution, that real quantum leap that takes you out of what you're doing now and gives you complete advantage. So some of the things that we're doing real research on. The Internet of Things, wearable technologies. So you saw that great Microsoft video just before. I've seen that before. It's an amazing video. The Internet of Things is absolutely real, as Dan said. It's taking over the world. I'm not going to use the term exploding, but it's set to just go into the billions and billions of connected devices. So we're doing research into how our enterprise software can work with any internet-connected device, because we're software, remember? Any device, anywhere, anytime. How does the IoT device work with that? We're doing augmented reality and virtual reality research. So that's a picture of a HoloLens on the screen. We also use other devices as well because, again, we don't want our customers to be bound to an individual technology. So, quick show of hands. Who played Pokemon Go? It's pretty cool, isn't it? Good fun. So you move around with your phone, and your phone shows you the real world, but then every now and then you'll find a Pokemon popped up in virtual reality. So we are working on how to bring that technology into the enterprise space so that if you're if you're a council, for example, and you have assets like roads, and you know they dig up the roads all the time. Have you noticed that? Councils seem to be forever digging up the roads. That's because there are pipes and conduits and all sorts of things that run underneath the roads, and they usually have to dig them up and find out where they are and what they do. So what we're looking at is, can we take augmented reality and have X-ray vision to look under the road without having to dig it up and see where the pipes are and see where the conduits are because they pop up in virtual reality. We're doing a lot of work with drones with our customers because they have to inspect things, and a lot of those things are in dangerous areas. So one of our councils in Queensland is using drones to inspect the roofs of their buildings, and they bring that footage into our software, and we're working with them to bring that in and to automatically pull it apart so you can jump to points in the video depending on what's being shown in the video. We're interested in what the drone can do, not actually flying it or building it. And then the final one is voice assistance and AI. So we've got some great devices here which are going to be given away later. We're actually doing a project at the moment using Alexa to interface again with our software. And the big thing for me in this is the way that it allows you to engage with a community. So at the moment, and again, quick show of hands, how many of you speak a language other than English at home? Yeah, I do. My wife's German. We speak German at home. So there's a few. Cool. So it's quite a barrier for a lot of people who aren't native English speakers to interact with councils and other organisations because the websites are all in English. Wouldn't it be great if they could chat or talk to your council or other organisation in your native language? And that's the sort of work we're doing, to break down the barriers so that people don't feel isolated, so they can contribute to their community, in their native language, so they don't have to feel that they're being excluded just because they don't speak the language that the web page says they should. So that's the sort of research we're doing, and these are the sort of things that will come through in our software in the next few years. And our graduates and interns are key parts of that research because they haven't heard that it's impossible yet. They don't know what it means to fail. I'm getting the hurry up, so I'd like to jump to our graduate video, which is our most recent set of grads from last year talking about their experiences in the system. My name's Matt Deshon. I'm the R&D evangelist here at TechnologyOne, and I joined the company in 1996. Our grad and intern program is really about bringing through the next generation of R&D staff. We want to bring in the bright young talent with fresh ideas and the latest knowledge, and these people are really reigniting what happens in R&D.
I'm Olivia Ward and I'm a Graduate R&D Program Management Coordinator. At the beginning of the grad intake, TechnologyOne puts all the grads into a project together. The project that we worked on will actually be incorporated into real TechnologyOne software, and that will help make life easier for our customers.
Our graduates, as soon as they come into the teams, they're building fantastic software for us from day one. They contribute as members of the teams, and the things that they build are now being used by our customers around the world.
My name is Michael Greer. I'm a business analyst within property and rating, and specifically within reporting. There are a lot of things that I like about working at TechnologyOne. Culture is a huge part of it. Being challenged and the environment and the opportunities within TechnologyOne, and that was exactly what I was looking for.
I'm Lutfi Osman, and I'm a graduate business analyst with the Business Process Automation team. I was looking for opportunities in the IT industry, and TechnologyOne stood out for me because of the rate of growth of the company. Another great thing about my job are hack days, where I get the opportunity to work with anyone from across the organization and provide value to TechnologyOne in a way that's different to my usual job.
I am Josh Miles. I applied for a position just before I graduated, and I've been in TechOne for about 5 months. One of the big things that have really stood out for me is the sort of hacker culture that I've been able to experience while here. I've been able to build really interesting things on top of open source products. So as a graduate at TechnologyOne, they really emphasize that no idea is a silly idea. You can actually put forward the ideas that you want and implement them the way that you need.
What we're looking for in our grads is, first and foremost, passion, a desire to really make a difference. We're looking for people who want to be part of a team, and we're looking for people who are dynamic and who want to work in a fast-paced, rapidly changing environment. An example of that would be Joel, who came through our grad program several years ago and is now a systems architect in our business process automation team.
My name is Joel Addison, and I've been at TechnologyOne for 3 years. I started as a graduate developer, and now I'm an associate system architect. I really enjoy the challenges of working at TechnologyOne. There's always something new and exciting to have to work out how to solve. And now I'm leading my own team to develop new software.
Our grad program has really been going from strength to strength over the last 5 years, so it is an amazingly successful program across the industry. It's fantastic to see these bright young people coming into our business and being able to contribute from the beginning, and I love being part of that. All right, everyone in that video was a paid member of TechnologyOne. And I think you'll agree that it's great to see people able to tell their own story back rather than disappearing into organisations.